Welcome to Rambam in Depth. Today we're going to be discussing the Rambam Hilchos Sanhedrin, Perik Yutes, Halacha Daled. In this halacha, the Rambam is talking about, and he lists all the different negative commandments for which there is malkot, for which there is lashes. And when he comes to a mitzvah, a positive commandment that's attached to a negative commandment, he makes it clear that this is when the person will not get lashes unless he makes it impossible to do the positive. For example, if a person takes away the payah, the corner of the field that has to be given to the poor, and he doesn't give it to the poor person, so in that case, since he violated the law, it says in the Torah you're not allowed to withhold it, and he didn't give it in the end, so that negative commandment was not attached to the positive. And he gives several other examples like that. But when he talks about Chametz in Pesach, he writes in Lav number Tzadik Tes, Makayim Chametz b'Pesach b'Shusay, a person who keeps Chametz in his house, in his domain on Pesach. In what way? He made his dough chametz. In other words, it wasn't the chametz before Pesach, because then he would be violating without an action, and there's no malkos, there's no lashes when you commit a crime that doesn't involve action. But when he actually made it on Pesach, he made it chametz on Pesach, then he would get lashes. So the Chacham Tzvi mentions that chametz that was in the house is not considered a lav hanitik le'esa. It is and it isn't. It is that by your matzah you can always correct by tashbisu, by destroying the chametz. But if it's the last day of Pesach and you have it in your house and you can't destroy it after Pesach, if you did destroy it, it doesn't help, because then it's permissible to have chametz. So in that case, that's the only case that you would get lashes. So the Alter Rebbe, the Shulchan Aruch Harav, Siman Taf Mem Vav, says that the Rambam definitely disagrees with this, because in Hilchos Sanhedrin that we just quoted, he lists all the different negative commandments for which one gets lashes, and whenever he gets to a lav, a negative commandment that's attached to a positive, he always stipulates, Im le'kayim ha'eseh, if he didn't fulfill the eseh, he didn't give it to the poor, or in the case of taking a mother bird, taking the chicks, when the mother bird is there, you have to send away the mother bird. And if you don't send away, you violated a negative commandment, but you don't get malkos because you can always send away the mother bird. But if you can't send away the mother, then in that case, you would get lashes. So he stipulates that clearly. But when it comes to keeping chametz in your house and making something chametz, he only stipulates that he made the dough chametz in order for it to be there in action. But he doesn't add the stipulation if he didn't destroy during Pesach, the way the Chacham Tzvi says. So certainly that we have to follow the Mishneh Lamelech in the Hilchos Chametz and Matzah, where he says that the Rambam holds that Bal Yirah is not nitik le'esa. It is totally not nitik le'esa. There's no positive commandment to correct it. And he doesn't explain why over here, but he says this is compelling according to those who say that Bal Yirah, Bal Matzah are two separate negative commandments. And whenever there are two separate negative commandments, even though it's connected to a positive commandment, you still get lashes because the positive only neutralizes one negative commandment, but there's still another negative commandment, as it says in the beginning of Gemara Tmura, and he quotes the Marsha to that effect as well. So according to the Alter Rebbe, according to the Rambam, Bal Yirah, Bal Matzah is not nitik le'esa, and therefore there is definitely lashes no matter what. According to the Chacham Tzvi, it is nitik le'esa, but if you wait to the last day and there's no possibility of getting the esen to neutralize the lav, then you would get lashes. And the fact that the Rambam doesn't mention that proves, as the Alter Rebbe says, that according to the Rambam, it's not nitik le'esa.